Next on the agenda is clerk.
Proclamations, letter of condolence to the family of Sergeant Kyle Cunningham.
Okay, Sergeant Kyle Cunningham, uh, whereas the East Cleveland City Council wishes to recognize Sergeant Kyle Denard Cunningham, a gentleman and scholar who believed in giving back to the beloved community of East Cleveland by serving with the East Cleveland Police Department since 1996. And whereas Sergeant Cunningham has served as not only the well-trusted and valuable public servant to the residents of East Cleveland, he was also recognized for his vast wealth of knowledge and the fact that he shared that knowledge. For the sake of time, I will go down to the last paragraph. Now there be it resolved that the East Cleveland City Council, on behalf of the entire city and all its residents, with overwhelming pride, pay tribute to Sergeant Cunningham. He was a true role model whose aspirations, accomplishments, and actions are a source of family pride, an inspiration to his colleagues and the East Cleveland community. Sergeant Cunningham will never be forgotten and will live on in the hearts of those he has touched. We encourage you to remember God's grace is sufficient to see you safely through those difficult times. He knows the depth of your loss and the strength and the great love that's freely given to each of you for comfort and support. His promise to all of his children is that he will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. Our prayers are with his family, and on the behalf of East Cleveland City Council, we with love and sympathy. We all had love for this man. And hopefully, um, we will have a miracle here in East Cleveland. I'm praying for one all the time. Moving right along.
Resolution number 5914, second reading. A resolution to approve and accept the City of East Cleveland's fiscal year 2015 one-year action plan and authorizing the mayor to submit said plan to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and upon HUD's approval to accept the FY 2015 action plan budget of an estimated amount of $1,001,694 in Community Development Block Grant CDBG entitlement funds from HUD.
Sponsored by Council President. Pleasure on this.
Mr. Vice President, I will sponsor resolution 5914 and move for its adoption.
Any discussion?
You have to second.
I'll second it.
Move to second. Any discussion?
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
have something to say about this. One of the big needs in reference to this legislation that I get from, and I held it up before, and that was the fact that emergency repair money, that's what people need who have houses, the furnaces go out, the roofs go bad, the porches go bad. And the council cooperated and put a little more money in there. But I sent a letter, and my clerk would confirm that, I don't have a letter with me, stipulating that the special purpose grant of $340,000, it's been almost 20 years, to train single mothers.
That's right.
And I'm looking for work myself. Job training has not been acted upon. I got a letter back saying that the state's people are going to look into it. There's another special purpose grant for $89,000 that hasn't been acted upon. Now, I know going back to Anwar, when he did some of this, where he trained people for nursing assistants and that, you probably know about that problem.
That was my resolution.
Okay. So Mike, this is where I'm at. This is why I can't vote for this. And I said this publicly a couple of weeks ago. If I don't get an accurate response to why come we not spending this kind of money to train single mothers to work, to take care of their family, it's been sitting there for almost 20 years. And the other one, I can't vote for it until I get something definitive that we get a program, we get the Urban League, or somebody come in here and train these people for jobs. We're in a medical mecca with Cleveland Clinic and University Hospital, nursing assistant and working with the elderly, home, all of that. Those are viable jobs. This grant, especially $340,000 grant, is specifically geared toward single mothers. We got a lot of them here in East Cleveland. And we can't get anyone to come in here and do the program. And I brought it up, Barbara. Every year we do the budget. I say, why is this money still here? So, this is a business. And I said I was going to take on an attitude in 2015, not to get personal, but to deal with the business aspect until I get a definitive answer from the state or somebody as to how we're going to spend this money. I can't vote for this. Thank you. Okay?
Anything from you, Ken? Oh, that's the king here.
I think that there is, and I'm going to be directing to the council, because you know I'm always directing to the council. We got, I think, 5 committees. Now, the committees that we sit on is supposed to take initiative to do what is necessary to be done. Each time there is a meeting, each year, we have a president that sits up here in the seat and is also chair of the finance committee. Now, I'm not going to say that all is someone else's fault. We have to take the blame too. We can't just ask without any initiative to make things happen. When this first came out, I was the first one to put this on the board. Working to have single mothers, head of household, be put on jobs. Okay? That was a program started, and then it stopped. Okay? Now, once the program is started, it is also a responsibility for us to keep monitoring it to see what's going on and why it's not moving forward. And with no pun intended to my counselor, you can't continue to talk about something. You got to do something. When we put a baby on the pot and train him to do something, we have a problem with him not doing anything. So this baby was put on the pot, and nobody did anything. Sure. So I'm saying that both the administration and the council has to take responsibility for that. And when you're talking about being accountable, I want to be accountable. I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Martin. I feel that we have to do something. But if we can't come up with a resolution and give some suggestion of what we're going to do and make recommendations and make it known to administration, this is what we want done. Every year you continue to pass this. Every year nothing is done. So now you're supposed to get an answer on why it's still not being dealt with. But also, you have to ask us. Also, how come we aren't monitoring? How come we haven't went forward? We got administration committee, we got a finance committee, we got a personnel and appointments committee, we got health and safety committee. and we want jobs. We got all this money sitting there, but you haven't done anything. So I'm saying that let's become accountable. Let's don't continue to complain. My old saying is make adjustments. Let's get up and make adjustments. We come up with resolutions, we come up, if we can see what happened with Helen S. Brown, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. And maybe the county will come up with something. Maybe somebody else will come up with something. And maybe our bright, young, intelligent students, you put them to work. They came in here for nothing. They did a study that Young hired somebody to do with $30,000, and it had the same thing that was in our recovery plan.
100,000.
Now, if you had to pay these students $30,000, I'm sure they could just zoom on the way.
100,000.
So I'm saying I'm not going to miss voting for this, but I'm just going to make adjustments and be accountable and find out what kind of projects that we can get. And I'm going to ask Mr. Mayor, will he work with us to try to get something done, some programs done, and see if we can't work together. Let's give you an answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. King, you say.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll try to be brief. I would like to urge my colleague, Councilman Martin, to vote for this. Please remember, there are a number of other issues, line items tied into this money. And given the city's position, the last thing we want to do is slow down or stop money that's going into other programs and other areas of services for the city. I understand that this has been on here for well over 10 years. And I and Councilor Wheeler are new, and when we saw it and it was brought up, we did have questions regarding it. And I don't want to confuse anyone as to why it's been on there so long and what will be done about it in the future. But I would simply urge and ask my colleague to please move this legislation forward so that other city services are not held up. And that, as Council President stated, sometime in the spring or summer, we could sit down with the right committee and see if we can address those two line items that are in question. Thank you, Speaker.
All I'm asking, clerk call the roll, please.
Counselor King,
Yay.
Counselor Martin,
Yay.
Counselor Wheeler,
Yay.
Counselor Thomas,
Yeah.
the ayes have it.
Resolution 1014 has been passed.
Okay. Remarks and requests of the public. Pardon? Anything. Any topic.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Is it on?
It ain't working.
Okay, my name is Parkland Davis. I live on 1367 Shawview. And I'm here today to tell you that I appreciate our police department, fire department. They did a good job. The guy got shot on that street, got shot in the head. And they did a good job. They was out there 12 hours trying to find them bullets. They did the whole thing. I've never seen nothing like that before.
It's Attorney
They
General.
did a very good, neatly job. I'm very proud, always been proud of our police department. The other thing is, I'm glad this thing was passed, because we've been losing too much money in this city. I don't know where y'all was at when we lost that money to build a new city hall. We had the money from 93 to 97, money gone. That's why we're in this raggedy building now. Shouldn't be here. We just been blowing, letting money go right by. Hayden Avenue was supposed to have a mall down here. What happened? The judge went to jail. You know, we just got money, don't know how to use it. Now, get back to the mayor and Ellis Brown. Y'all act like y'all scared of him. You know, you didn't even ask him tonight. Why didn't you tell us? You know, come on, y'all work together. It's as simple as that. When my son don't hit the garbage, I asked him why. Come on. And then as far as this program about the university, you're supposed to be doing that stuff anyway. Inspecting the houses. We're supposed to be doing all that stuff. You pay the people some money to do that? You shouldn't have, because that's what y'all supposed to be doing. Come on. It ain't nothing new. Well, good, good. But what I'm saying is, come on, I mean, things happen. You got to speak up. Y'all got to speak up. He's just a man. There's 5 of y'all.
He's
I
not
appreciate
here.
your comment. You did a good job today. But come on. Speak up in that. You didn't even ask him. You tell him about what he didn't do. Ask him. I mean, it's just simple as that. You got to work together. You didn't think go run up. Like you said, you saw about we had this money all these years. That money should have been gone. All right.
Thank you.
Kelvin Irby, 14802 Elm Street. First, I want to announce that we have the sexual predator on our street, on Elm Street, living in the abandoned houses, squad. He was captured. I want to say thank you to 411 News, our COI, the Sheriff Department, and others that were involved. Now,
We had our council person, Mansell.
I'll hold that one. I'll hold that one. Hellis Brown Center, I'm gonna jump over a lot of this. Hellis Brown Center, y'all gave money, and as O'May said, look what you voted on. Y'all voted for the building to be fixed, not the center. That's the council's fault. Y'all had a hospital, tore down. It's $15 million supposed to be engaged to the city. Where is that at? Everybody know where it's supposed to be money at. Main thing is here, you say why we don't show up, we showed up. And when we can't show up, that's what we voted council members for. A mayor, we voted for. That's what we, the citizens, do. We do that. If you look around, Cleveland Heights is improving. Universal Circle is improving. Cleveland is improving. What about us? Y'all voted, y'all have our money. Y'all asked us for our taxes. Where's it at? Like I say, you cross into the border to Universal Circle, it's brand new restaurants, a bowling alley. We had all that here. We had that here. So where's it at now? Y'all are our voices. We voted y'all in for this. And when we show up here, this is what this is about. Not to make you look like you ain't supposed to say nothing about it, but you're gonna keep kicking this can. You ain't ended up with nothing but a dented can. That's all. We didn't ask for that. We asked to be improved. Like I said, Universal Circle, Cleveland Heights, Cleveland. Even got a casino. Even got a casino. We ain't got a basketball team, a football team. We supposed to share it. What else? Y'all want to talk about the salt truck? Who made this? Y'all owe so many people on maintenance of the little things when you had a mechanic and you let him go. Where is y'all getting money from? What would y'all buy another truck for? And you got the trucks down in the service department. Need an alternator, need brakes. What else? You want to talk about plow blades? Who's training them? Who's training them? Y'all running off an 8-man staff. That's crazy. We were 20, 30 men. Park, recreation, gone. What else is there? What else is y'all taking from us? Have a good night.
I have a question. I'm a business owner of Onyx Event Center at 1413 Hayden Avenue. And my husband and I purchased this building in 2008, and initially with the daycare center. Once the area began to decline a little more, we decided to still keep the building but repurpose it. and turn it into an event center. This was previously, the Q 5 years ago. And, the purpose of this center was to have events, birthday parties, weddings, different functions, but a certain class of people, you know, and, we went through the whole channels for the last couple of years of everything. Everything the city asked us to do, we did. And the final stages were, okay, once this finally becomes an event center, you need to obtain a liquor license to properly conduct business. We just went through all the steps. My husband had the background check, paid for the license and everything. No one turned any letters of denial in or anything. And just recently they told us that the Board of Elections said the area is dry. And we're out of a lot of money and we're confused as to what is going on. Is the area dry? Is the area not? The Board of Elections denied the liquor license, stating that the area was dry in 1997.
Are you saying the Board of Election or the?
Liquor board.
No. The liquor board denied it based on the fact that the County Board of Elections had that area listed as dry. So,
That area is dry.
so what do? Because we only acted upon what was told. If you ride by that place right now, it's nice. We've invested a lot of money, time, and everything.
Pardon me, I hate to say this. I called you the other day. Didn't you?
I called you.
Yeah, and I returned the call.
Well, you know what, I had a death in my family, so I had a funeral earlier today. And, the family's being from out of town and things like that. So it's very possible that I couldn't get your call.
I tell you what, why don't you, see me tomorrow and we'll sit down and see what we can do.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Hi, I'm at, 14032.
What's your name?
Ms. Hurd,
Hurry.
H-E-A-R-D. You can call me Roz. But, the thing I want to talk about is that, in summertime, I usually don't drive my car. But when I do drive it, I only use one exit. That's the exit that goes up through on the side of, you know what curb going on, come on, don't you? The 1, 2, 3 senior citizens.
Up on Terrace?
Yeah. Okay, so you know where the light is at.
Mm-hmm.
I always enter that way because I don't know who's supposed to take care of the back entrance. The back entrance, you got to hold that a truck to go through. And the school, I don't know how the teachers go back and forth through this every day, but I'm driving my car. I can't even use the access. Why is it there?
Oh.
And then the people who got the stuff for it, can't y'all just give us a little bit to fix the driveway? You know how the driveway is.
Oh, that's a hidden drive. That is.
It's going up.
The teachers got to come down that hill. We got to come down that hill. And if you go farther up, don't drive a Volkswagen because your Volkswagen be gone. Okay? So I'm just saying, can we, use some, can we use some of that, within the next week? So, cause it's snowing out there. People gonna get caught in all them holes and salt. I mean, the hose is big. It's not gonna be a problem.
It's a problem now.
It's gonna be a problem. That's all I ask y'all to do. Just get out there next week and fix that drive. I don't know how many teachers is coming down there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Edna Maddox, and I live at 1404 Potomac Avenue. I just want to convey my concern and my deep sadness when I saw the paper concerning the Helen Brown Center, because I go way back with the center. I worked there under Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Batts before we even moved to the Tomoda building, before that was donated to this center. So this goes back to 70-something when the program, the activities was at the theater. So I was there, and I saw that center. I was there to see it become a beacon throughout the world. Because I can tell you, we had students coming there from Africa, from Holland, to do intern work, to look at our senior program. So I've seen that Mrs. Lillian, Jimmy Carter's mother, you know how far back that was, when he was running for president. Miss Lillian came to Cleveland, she was campaigning for her son, but she came there because of all the centers she went to. She said, I could not miss coming to Helen Brown Center. I heard so much about it. And she came there during the lunch hour and stayed afterward and played bingo with the seniors. And I put on a demonstration with some of the seniors to show her some of their physical things that I started, the physical fitness program there. You know, it just hurt my heart because we were a beacon. That was a diamond in the rough. And when I saw where it was closing, and particularly with the seniors who depend on those meals, and what I want to know is there anything that can be done to reopen that center? I would go there and volunteer.
It's going to be open, it's on.
Because I cried when I saw that. And I said, I know Miss Brown and Sarah's just turning over in their graves.
Well, it's, let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. I don't think you heard me.
I came in late.
Oh. In 2 weeks, the Helen S. Brown will be in full operation. The people, the seniors that are having meals delivered to their homes are now going to have the meals delivered to their home. Yesterday, the seniors were fed in the cafeteria of New Life Cathedral under the direction of Pastor Braxton. Every agency is coming out to help because of the initiative that our county counselor, Anthony Harrison, came out with Pastor Braxton. Pastor Braxton is using his 501c3, his community development, and they will, in conjunction with the county, working to make sure that programs are instituted, grants are given. They're reaching out also to the Gun Foundation. They're reaching out to United Way. I sat in on the meeting, you missed that. I sat in on the meeting Friday, and I was elated to hear how many agencies were coming forth to help. So it's going to be all right, and these even they can use county money to provide heat in the building, to provide lights, to provide the boiler and everything to get fixed. They can provide staff to be paid, and until this all takes place, Pastor Braxton is going to be working with them. No one entity is going to rule over this. Everybody is going to join together. All the ministers in the city of East Cleveland have pledged to give $100. And not only that, they had the concert yesterday. I went to the concert, it was great. So everybody is coming forth to help Helen S. Brown. So don't you worry. If you're worrying, you're not praying. If you're praying, you're not worrying.
Well, I'm not worried because this all came as a shock to me when I saw it.
I understand it was us too.
But I wanted to ask you this. Is the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, are they still involved?
Everybody is on board. McGregor is back on board. The Case Western Reserve is on board. The aging downtown is on board. They're working diligently. The county is, and I am ecstatic that we got a young man as energetic as Anthony Harrison. Now, like I said, this is not something that the city did. This is one of the ministers for the first time standing up and taking control and doing what a minister
That
does.
is amazing. Thank you so much, because I'm going to be contacting, I'll go up there and volunteer.
Oh, please.
Oh, absolutely. I'm probably the last one left living that was working there.
So you're gonna live a long time, Martha.
Well, I don't know.
Only the two now will, be coming up. Yes, sir.
I just have a question about the budget. And I'm not sure whether it was in the budget that was approved this evening. So I read the state auditor's report, and then just reading different news reports, my understanding was that unless we approve either a merger or some type of bankruptcy, that the city would be out of money to pay police and fire by the third pay period of this month. So is that something that we're still concerned about? And if so, what is the city doing about that?
Young man, we're always concerned.
So is that still an issue? My understanding is that there's 3 pay periods this month.
Yes,
and by
it
the
is.
third one, there
Yes,
would
it
be no money for police. Is that still the case?
No, that's not the case.
Okay.
We're working on, one pay period at a time.
Okay.
And I'm told that by the end, if we get through this, we'll be able to do what else we have to do. But I don't believe in scare tactics. I don't believe in predictions. As you go along, you use the money that you got. Right now, people are being paid, and I don't think anybody has lost any pay yet.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I understand. I would just also add that bankruptcy and debt restructuring is also,
That's what we're looking at that. We're looking at that, and I'm very concerned. Okay?
All right, thank you.
And thank you for asking.
Yeah, Charles on 15808
This is the last, Mr. O'May.
Well, I'm very, I guess I'm less knowledgeable, not dumb, or whatever. Because what I've been hearing tonight from Mr. Martin saying, this is something been going on for years. And what my problem is, why do you wait till somebody come in and let the horse out the gate and then buy a lock to go on the gate? These things are going on for years. I don't know, I mean, everybody in here, y'all has been driving the city, somebody longer than me probably. And y'all couldn't see this coming? I mean, if you couldn't see it coming, when this man was running for mayor,
Where's he at?
I took him in my car and rode him around in the city about these houses, not getting inspectors for the houses and all this stuff. I've been preaching this all the time, and then he come up and say he had to get these people from Caseburg to come tell him. I mean, if y'all living in the city, you should have been seeing it. I saw it, and I've been up here hollering about it. Nobody did nothing about it. And here's my thing. When Eric Brewer was running for mayor, I helped him get in office. When he didn't do a proper job, I went with this guy here. That's what I told him. He just left out of here. I went to talk to him.
Why'd he leave?
And I rode around him in my car and showed him these stuff about this city. Talked to him about things going on. Oh yeah. Soon as he get in, what do you do? Nothing. So when he didn't do what I thought he was supposed to do, I guess most of the people thought he did, then I wanted to get this other person elected mayor, because I believe if a person don't do their job, they should go out the door. And if it was me, it would be a lot of y'all sitting up here be going out the door. Because I don't think y'all doing y'all job. If people elect y'all to do your job, then you're not doing it. And when I was going to school in Alabama, a country school, they taught me that the legislative branch of any government was the most powerful.
It is. That's right.
Now, if you all now tell me that you all can't do nothing about what this mayor, governor, or president, whoever, that's under over, y'all supposed to be over them, if you all cannot legislate the laws that he's supposed to follow, then you got another law, the judicial system. They supposed to make sure that he do what he's supposed to do. Good, I know, I got a lot more I would like to say. You know, but I'm just telling you, this is the reason why I say I don't like to come here. Because you can't say it. It's sad.
Oh, you collect things first. I want to say something. It has been the norm. No, I just, before I start speaking, I want to say this to the council.
time speaks now.
No, I, you know,
Excuse me,
now, what I was getting ready to say, you sat here and took up a lot of time responding to individual citizens. And you did not, that's not the norm. You wait to hear from everyone and then you respond. That's the norm. So that's what I wanted to say before my time. So now I'll start. Number one, let's start with the community, the special grant that we have, purpose grant that we have in reference to the young ladies. That grant was there, we had $2 million. That grant was spent, most of the money that was spent, of those $2 million was spent during my tenure on council. We had people in. We did not wait for administration. It was council's responsibility. You sit at the head of the ham, you put legislation in place. We brought the people in here. Various people we brought in here and trained people and placed them on jobs. They got jobs during my tenure on, with that money. And now no one since we've left council have reinstituted that. Number two, this council has the authority, as Mr. Holmes alluded to earlier, to come out of your committee. This is what we have. You bring the people, whoever is in your committee, you bring them together, you have a meeting, you bring in people that want to spend the money, you put the legislation in place and bring the people in and allocate the monies for them to spend, to train these young people. I'm still baffled as to the fact that you sit here time after time and keep passing legislation with two subject matters. The charter strongly stresses there must be one subject matter, so you don't know which one you pass. And we have gone to court on that matter, and I won as a result of it, because we went to court as a result of passing two pieces of legislation with two subject matters. Number two, you said that you would keep the city afloat in reference to you pass legislation to get your money monthly. The money you're going to get monthly is the projection and the what the county project that you're going to get, and you're going to get part of that money. You still, if you're not controlling and spending your money well now, what makes you think you're going to spend it well with monthly? Because you're still going to run out of money. You're still going to be in the up the creek without a paddle, as the city goes, if you're not spending and staying within the budget that you allocated. Then you're going to tell me $27,000 were taken out of the budget. I want to know from this council, that is your due diligence. That is your responsibility to approve and write a budget. Not somebody else writing a budget and you sitting up there approving. You are derelict in your responsibility. So you have not done your due diligence. Your job is to pass a budget. Your job is to appropriate, legislate, and approve and authorize. That is your duty and responsibility.
Again, I appreciate constructive criticism. Best thing in the world. Can't deny it. That's what you're here for. To voice your concern.
I hope you.
And you have voiced them well. Is there anyone else here?
44112news.com. On that first meeting for the HUD thing, it was is Councilor Martin, myself, and one other person. Just to correct it, you said 8 people. That wasn't true. There was only 3 of us there. We did surveys. Nobody knew about that meeting, and they really don't know when that meeting happened. It's like a mystery meeting that happened, and if you get lucky, you find out about it. We did, and we were the only people there. Second thing is a black and white issue. It's reverse racism. Other than police officers, which were hired, anybody who's got a gun in their hand, on this side of the building, it's up and down, we have been hiring black people, which is good, but we're not hiring any diversity. No white people, no people of other nationalities coming in the building. And it's now a big issue because, of course, you know it's on the website. And when I say about the Kraken, unleashing the Kraken, it's what's about to happen on the racial thing. Because it's a bad thing. It's going to go pretty big because we don't hire any white people. And it's time for us to start hiring some diversity. On this thing, since the mayor's hiring all these new people, you guys can't stop it because he's hiring them because he says he can replace people, which trumps your thing, the thing that I saw you guys pass. He can hire, he's replacing people all the time. We got to get some of these people who are non-black, get some diversity in here. Because on 44112news.com, it's front page, which means it's going everywhere. It's not going anywhere until we figure out how to get some diversity on that side of the building, not this side where we got anybody with a gun.
Yeah, you want qualified people. They worry about whether you're white or black, right?
That's, well, qualified people, but there's got to be some people with diversity.
Thank you, Mr. Strawbridge. Grant your return, Mr. Mayor. There was a lot of controversy. There was a lot of controversy about different issues in the residents wanted response. Do you have any remarks of the request for the public? Response of council. Councilor King, is there any more you would like to say?
Just, thank you, Council President. Just briefly address the business owner on Hayden. You know, looking at that. Mr. Irby, I would ask you to come out to the Fiscal Commission meeting. A lot of the issues that you raised, they clear up for everyone's sake. And that's what it is. Thank you.
Councilor Martin.
Yeah, I rise to speak. Okay, young lady, what's your name?
Pamela Buckingham.
Buckingham. Miss Buckingham, what I know, and I know when they had they dried it up, but I know there's a store out there on Hayden going like, I would say like west from what you're talking about. Yeah, and it's like a beverage store. And he was complaining that he needed to sell beer and wine. Well, they had dried it up. But some years later, he got a beer and wine license because it goes through the state. The state controls that. Okay, why it's taking you 2 years to get your thing going? I don't understand, because I don't know how this dry.
They circulated a petition to
Precincts dried up.
Right. Okay. So how, if the precincts dried up, I'm just asking a question to get some understanding. How was he able to get a C1 permit?
Because he circulated a petition.
Oh, okay.
In that particular precinct.
Okay. Okay. Well, because I would go in the store and he would say, Councilor Martin, I think I'm going to go out of business because I need to sell beer and wine. So about a year, eventually he was selling beer and wine, so. Okay, because I know that a lot of that comes through the state liquor agency. I also wanted to respond to, we're supposed to cut $500,000 from the budget. Now, we're struggling to make 3 payrolls, and I'm told we'll probably make the 3 payrolls this month. But we're still supposed to, we haven't voted for the budget for the whole year, we're still supposed to, Barbara, cut $500,000 from the budget, and our most prolific expense is salaries. Now, where do we make the cuts? Where do we make the cuts? And I share the history of Helen S. Brown. I've been there, I've had lunches there, etc. And I'm glad that we're turning it around. You know, my whole thing is about not being so reactive but proactive. I wish we could have sit down and because we know, and I can say this honestly from my knowledge, that we've subsidized Helen S. Brown over the years. We've struggled to get by. Okay, the situation is a little bit worse now, but a lot of entities have stepped up, and as we do that, we'll correct it. But we got to make sure we don't go back there. Again, revenue. The Case Western Reserve students, I think, and Brandon King and Tracy Peters, they've given us a blueprint. We've got to act on it. I'm really concerned in my heart as we go through a new year. Can we establish respect between the branches of government? I'm talking about the legislative branch and the administration, because information is not being shared. If we pass legislation saying there's a hiring freeze, if there's a caveat in there saying he can replace people, give us a respect and let them know, well, this person's left, this person's coming. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Why do I have to find that Helen S. Brown was closing, not through the administration, but senior called me and said, Martin, what you do, see what you can do, and then I walk in up on something and it blew my mind. Can we work together? That is a stretch. But whether we do or not, this is where I'm at with this merger mess. We have to solve our own problems. We need to act on the recommendations in case. You need to get your citizens to come up here, because ultimately, after everything is done, a lot of things going to boil down to you guys voting on it. Okay? We got a blueprint to raise $2 million, and I think there's people who live in this city that will help us. They don't want this city to go under. I don't think that Cleveland can do that much for us, because they have as much blight and as much concerns, and it's just a bigger situation. We'll be reduced to a ward. Do you want to go downtown and park and pay the park to get your issues addressed? We have to do it. If it comes to bankruptcy, that may be an option. If it comes to sitting down with creditors, can we coalesce and come together to work toward that? It starts with the administration. They're full-time. We're part-time. Working together. It starts with sharing information. It starts with if somebody's leaving, I'm getting ready to have a personal appointment meeting to find out what's going on with the hiring, because I'm seeing all these new faces around here, especially in the police department. And I said, well, how are they hiring these folks when we're supposed to have a hiring freeze? Well, I guess I got the answer tonight, replacement. Well, if replacement is legal, let us know. If somebody, I'm just raising it as a question. Okay, if people are leaving, let us know. Why do I always find out stuff through citizens, and I'm supposed to be in the know? In the know. I don't think anyone serves up here, especially these council people, that don't really care about the city, because it ain't about the money. Okay? Even the case students, the first thing in their report was how grossly underpaid we are. So, what I do know that will work. What I do know is work. I want to thank, as we enter the new year, Art McCoy for your activism, Mr. Holmes, Calvin, Miss Madden, all you guys have been around. Those who come here, thank you for your activism. I do think that we need a whole lot of prayer, because humility, compassion, patience, and kindness is just not among us. even though we reached out with the 2 new people who've been through here a year. They've learned a whole lot this year. Okay? All right? So pray for us, because I believe God works in mysterious ways. If our hearts are not right, God knows it. Okay? So pray for us. I think it's a saying, and I don't know the proper saying, if my people humble themselves and pray, okay, we need it. Let us walk up. We need it. Thank you. All right?
But you guys get up off your knees. That's what the Bible says. That's what you said on your knees.
Vice President, Councilman,
I've been here now. We've been here on council for a year. There's been a lot to learn in that 1 year. It's been a lot. And I think that for the most part I've been quiet because I've been listening and looking instead of talking. And got to come together a little bit more and work together better. Beer and wine, if it's an establishment like that, I accept that. The corner stores, I think we got enough of the corner store beer and wine. I wish we could get a tax on them. If we get a tax on that, fix all our problems. They sell a lot of beer and wine in the neighborhood. Black and white employee issues.
Yep.
I think that the city hires the most qualified person, and preferably if they can get them from home, it helps the unemployment rate in our city.
We got white people here too.
They apply.
We got white people here who live in the city too.
Okay. If they apply, they treat you like everybody else.
I don't see that.
That's what I feel about on that. And I think we got a lot to look forward to this year, summer. And I know everybody talking about merger and bankruptcy and all those things, but you know, let's exhaust every avenue to see what we can do for our city. Okay? Have a good year. Thank you.
thank you, Vice President. I think that, I really would like to clear up something about the students. The students on Case Western Reserve did that as a project. A project that they received a grade 6. And anytime that you can reach out and you can involve students and they're really concerned about what they're doing and they follow through, I think that's wonderful. Instead of sitting in front of a computer and a game while trying to find out how they can hack into somebody's personal business. I appreciate any comment that one would have. And again, I appreciate Art and his activism. Mr. Holmes, I appreciate you too. Because without you and people like Mr. O'May, we would not have no history. So I appreciate the history that you all bring to this courtroom. But I want to say to the young man back there, it's not about you when you say you all. We put you up here to do this and do that. I think that basically, if you look at from the top down to what's going on in the political arena, from the Senate to all the legislators up there in government, the same thing is happening. And they're trying to find money, they're trying to find reason and rationale and what to do. And a lot of them left out. And Mr. Holmes, you know, I would like to say this. Taking people out of a position, it's not hard to do.
I know.
It's not hard to do. But replacing them with somebody good that cares for the city and wants to do the best they can is hard. And when you make, and listen to me, I'm not trying to debate, I'm just saying. And when you make campaign promises and you put people in the wrong position, sometimes that they're not qualified to be in, that causes a lot of problems. And I don't think nobody up here is afraid of the mayor. I think they're showing respect by saying the things that they're supposed to say. I think you had enough of that previously where things would be going back and forth, arguing, hooping and hollering. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna work and do my job. And this year, 2015, I'm running for council. And I'm gonna run as hard as I can. Because sitting up here, I'm taking care of not only everybody else's business, but I'm taking care of mine. And it is now 12 minutes after 8. And I thank all of you all for coming. Do I have a motion to close this meeting?
I move this meeting be adjourned.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.